Hello, and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where every 2 weeks, myself, Lucas Kirkby, and another self, Tom Lawrenson, we read a chapter of the Harry Potter books, and we talk about it a little bit. This week, we're on episode 145, and we're on chapter 10 of book 6, The House of Gaunt. Yeah, I don't think you're looking gaunt, Tom. I think you're looking very fresh and healthy.
I don't think you're looking gaunt, Tommy says. I think you're looking fat. What a horrible thing to say.
I didn't say that. Gaunt is like when you look unhealthily thin, like that, like a skeleton. Oh,
that's what I'm going for.
Oh, sorry. Now, I'm your new personal trainer. I've got all these body types. What are your goals before we get started? Skeleton for me, please. I'd like to look like a skeleton.
Anytime you do a voice, you always make it a Cockney.
Not always. Sometimes it's old Yorkshire lady.
He's got me there. He's got me there. How are you? I see you're in the Pet Shop Boys' bedroom.
I am. I'm in the Pet Shop Boys' bedroom. For those of you who don't know the Pet Shop Boys, that's a band. I'm not in a boy's bedroom. Yeah, it's got all my dad's CDs. And this is just some of it. There's more over here, as I'm sure I've shown you before. Yeah, I've come. Well, I stayed an extra couple of days in Newport. We had to cancel Swansea, unfortunately. But I'd already booked my train back, so I've only just got back today. But the house is empty because my family have gone on holiday. So I'm just in Wales with a house to myself.
Welcome to episode 145, entitled Lucas's 2 Days in Newport.
Hey, but I'm home alone now, but I've prepared for every eventual circumstance. I've got cardboard cutouts that I can pull strings and make them dance. So if any robbers are stopping outside the house, they'll see somebody doing that. And they'll be like, oh, they're having a dance in there. I better not rob that house. You know what I mean?
And
if I was a robber, that yeah, go on.
And if, like, I don't know, they see you at the window, like, doing this, like, movement, like...
Yeah.
Can't do it quick with a full cup, but imagine him holding a cup.
Yeah.
He'd be like, tossing himself off in there.
Well, if that was me and I was a robber looking inside, as they do in Home Alone, I'd be like, this is the perfect place to rob, because everyone in there's got mobility issues. And if I needed to overpower them, they can only do that. They can only do, like, back and forth movements. Do you know what I mean?
Just so you know, listeners, this is what Lucas Kirkby is thinking about when he looks at other people. How easy it would be for him to overpower you. Oh, tonight's
talking about the robbers in Home
me
Alone.
But that's where your mind goes to.
Oh, I'm thinking about defending my parents' castle, house and home. But yeah,
so,
Newport was all right. Yeah.
Hang on, let's talk. So, where do we leave off? If you listen to Double Vision, we left off. We did the gig in Brighton, and then Lucas turned into a zombie for a day because he was so ill. Couldn't stop coughing. He couldn't stop snoring. He couldn't stop farting, and, like, he had this shit.
I didn't have the shits.
I didn't say that. I said you couldn't stop.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, right. Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah.
I, when people are ill, I always forget that people are ill, and so I just assumed that Lucas was like, because he couldn't talk. He wasn't. I talked to him, trying to make a conversation to him. I'd be like, "What do you think about these Renford Rovers then?" Like, you know, football team, and he's giving me nothing. He's like dumb and like, or I'd be like, "What do you think about the new movie that's coming out? Weekend on the Salami Plains?" And he just said nothing to me. And I'm like, oh, great. But in my head, I keep forgetting that he's ill and he can't think or whatever. So I'm just like, friendship's over then, is it? You won't indulge me in conversation?
Well, I'd be lying in bed on death's door, and he left this behind in Newport, I think purposely to scare me. He kept leaving this red rag in different areas as like a threat, I think. And anyway, I'm lying in bed, not feeling well. He puts this round his head like this, like he's some kind of do-badder, wrongdoer, a bandit, and then he comes running at me at top speed. And when I don't laugh, he's like annoyed. He's like, oh, thought that would cheer you up. So, well, I'm feeling ill. I don't really want you running at me with a bandit.
You can't win with some people. You can't win with some people.
Yeah, but I'm feeling better now. Still a bit of a lingering tickly cough, but apart from that, I am feeling much better.
We drove to... We stayed 2 nights in Brighton, and then we got... I drove us from Brighton to Newport, which was about 4 hours. A really tiring 4 hours. And we spent the 4 hours... Honestly, I can't believe we did it. We've done it before, doing one joke, but we did 4 hours doing one joke. And the joke was, we were making John Cooper Clarke parody poems. If you don't know John Cooper Clarke, I'll tell you. I'll get one of his poems up. John Cooper Clarke poem. He's like a Salford poem that rose to fame, I guess, in the 70s or the 80s.
Yeah.
And he had a lot. I think he's listed as a comedian and a poet on the Wikipedia page, but I don't remember anyone laughing.
Yeah.
So this is I've not read this through, but this is a John Cooper Clarke poem, and it's called Twat.
Yeah.
And he probably perform it like this. Like a nightclub in the morning, you're the bitter end. Like a recently disinfected shithouse, you clean round the bend. You give me horrors, too bad to be true. All of me tomorrows are lousy 'cause of you. You put the shat in shatter. You put the pain in Spain. Your germs are splattered about. Your face is just a stain. And it goes on like
that. Yeah. But yeah, we were doing that aggressive tone and then just like random British things that rhymed but didn't necessarily make sense together.
We wrote a full poem of them, and then we filmed you doing it, and then I put it up on the Pottervision page. Not much context, and then you deleted it 10 minutes after going, I'm looking for a job, can you not? A video of you going, bin bag full of shit on a doorstep.
Hey, that's good. Let's hire him.
Michael Owen doing a throw-in, passing the ball to Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. He's not scoring any goals, too busy changing rooms.
Yeah, that was an extract from this lovely poem. Yes, we had 4 hours of that to keep us entertained, and by God it did. Yeah, kept us going.
By God, it did. We got to Newport, and we weren't in the room for that long, were we? No, we went to pick up your mum.
Yeah.
And then we drove to Cardiff, did this gig in a Norwegian church.
Yeah, I like that venue. The church in which Roald Dahl was christened, or baptised.
And it's hard to do a gig now where a famous children's author hasn't been christened. Makes me want to give up.
Oh, yeah, but we did it there. That was a good bit of fun. Nice to see some Cardiff folks. And then the other night we were in Bristol, and that was also a good old audience. We liked them, didn't we?
Let's have a think. Yeah, Bristol was a lot of fun. We were a lot better in Bristol than we were in Cardiff. I feel like the king of unluckiness had cast a spell upon us at the Cardiff gig, and things kept going wrong. Me and you both stumbled on a stool, and people had thought we'd hurt ourselves.
Yeah, and that's not good to comedy when people are concerned. That's an emotion you don't want to evoke from a comedy audience. Concern. Oh, oh, is he all right? No, keep laughing. Can't laugh. We're concerned.
Oh God!
Oh,
He's just fallen backwards off a chair. No, he's fine. He's not moving.
we know a fellow comedian who used to do a bit. I don't know if he still does it. Where at one point he would drop to his knees, but with such force that you could hear his knees cracking against the floor. And people wouldn't be laughing, they'd be worried about him because everyone would hear this crack and then go, oh! And it just completely like cut up the momentum of the joke because everyone was worried he's busted a kneecap.
And it wasn't, even if, I don't know, it wasn't even that funny of a joke. That wasn't as funny as my least funny joke.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but you get the idea, listeners. Hey, speaking of hurting themselves, I had to ring 999 this morning.
Fucking hell.
What?
Why?
So I turn up. Shouldn't be laughing. So I turn up to the train station today in Newport, and Newport, and I'm there about 9:15, and the train is at like 10 o'clock, 10:05. So I scan my ticket, and it won't let me through the barrier. And the woman goes, "Come here, let me have a look at that." So I give her the thing. She goes, "Oh, you're way too early." I was like, "Oh, it's in like 40 minutes." She goes, "Oh, come back in half an hour." So I was like, "Well, I'll come back in half an hour." So she wouldn't let me through because I was too early. So I ended up going to the Costa next door for a bacon butty. So I'm sat outside having my bacon butty, and suddenly I hear like that. A cyclist has completely fallen off his bike. I don't think he went into anything, but he fell down really hard, and he had blood coming out of his nose, and he had grazes and cuts all over his arms and his legs. His shorts were like ripped through and bloody, and he was just lying on the road like that, not moving. And some woman comes out and she goes, "Ring an ambulance!" So I thought, I'll ring an ambulance. So I go, 999.
Ring an ambulance. Huh?
Ring an ambulance. So I'm like, "Hello, someone's fallen off the bike." And she goes, "Was it a motorbike or a push bike?" So I was like, "It's a push bike." Now at this point, this man is getting up. And she's like, "Is he moving?" I was like, "Yeah." "Is he breathing?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "All right, well, an ambulance is on its way. Can you?" And then people are helping him. And the guy like starts ringing his wife for her to pick him up. So I think at this point it's maybe not as serious as as originally thought. But then he's acting as if I'm annoying him, and I'm just trying to ask him the questions that the woman on the phone and the 999 is asking me. So she's like, "Can you ask him what his name is?" So I'm like, "What's your name?" "All right, Right. What's his date of birth? What's your date of birth?" And he goes, "I'm on the phone to my wife." I'm talking to the woman on the ambulance here. And he goes, "Cancel the ambulance, my wife's going to pick me up." So I was like, "Can you cancel the ambulance? His wife's going to pick him up." She goes, "All right, but will you tell him that he needs to drive to the hospital?" I was like, "Do I have to?" Like, "Yeah." "All right. The lady here says you have to go to the hospital." And he's like, "Yes!" And The guy opened and was like, "Leave him alone now." All right. So I was like, "Well, I've told him. I don't know if he's listened." She's like, "All right,
Everyone's
I'll cancel
thinking,
the ambulance."
everyone's looking at you going, what is wrong with this bloke? He's obsessed. Everyone's looking at you going, what a busybody. He asked him,
I know.
why is he involving himself? Oh, one more thing. Piss off. It's nothing to do with you.
It's just, I imagine it from his point of view. He's just fallen off his bike. He's ringing his wife to pick him up. And then some stranger's going, "Sorry, what's your name?"
What's your date of birth?
"Will you promise me you'll go to the hospital?"
I'm one of the
Promise
Pottervision
me.
boys.
And at one point, I must have thought I was a right idiot, because I typed in 999 and I just went, "Oh, I don't know if this will work on a German phone." And they were like, "All right." So yeah, I never felt like such a pain in the ass trying to help somebody.
It's really good to show the differences. I was thinking about you, and I genuinely think that you always have, to your credit, much more interesting stories than me. Because your things are always happening to you, because you're always putting in yourself in the realm of, like, I don't know, possibility, approachability. You're always like jumping in, like, in people's drama.
Well, I wouldn't call it jumping into somebody's a man came off his bike and I went to see if he was all right. "Oh, you busybody, aren't you? Jumping into everybody's drama."
Well, if someone runs out of a train station and goes, "Call an ambulance," I'm looking right back at them and go, "You call an ambulance."
Oh, right. Whereas I just got my phone out and went, "No." So yeah, that was my exciting morning. But I've had a lot of updates that the main podcast listeners won't know about. I've finished my job now. So my last day was a couple of days ago. Already moved out of the flat in Fulda. And starting to get the flat in Ulm ready. But I mean, obviously in the UK this week.
Listeners, he's told me so many funny stories when I've had him face to face about, I don't know, his experiences as a teacher. And he can't say them on pod because, like, you know, in case anyone listens to that, but there's some of the funniest stuff I've ever read in my life.
Well, I can tell you this. So as it was my last few days, I got a few little gifts from parents and stuff. And I get an email from one parent going, "Are you going to be at the ceremony tonight? Because I've got your gift and it's very heavy." So I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll be there. All right." So anyway, I'm there at this, it's like a giving the reports out ceremony thing, end of primary school. Anyway, this mum arrives and I think she listens to the pod actually, she told me, so thank you for this gift. She arrives and from a distance, I'm looking at a wedding cake. It's like, she's got this thing and it's like a 3-tiered cake thing. And as she gets closer and gives it to me, I realise that it's not made of cake, but it's made of nappies.
Right.
And there's like nappies in a circle.
New clean nappies.
I've not looked in every one of them, but I'm assuming they're new clean nappies. And apparently, because I was like, "Oh, that's interesting and unique." But apparently it's a thing in Germany, because I was asking somebody, I was like, "Is that a normal gift?" "Oh yeah, that's a Windeltorte, and it's called a nappy cake." And apparently it's like a thing you give to an expectant mother or father, where it's got nappies around it, and also hidden in the nappies are like creams and shampoos and things as well for the baby. It was a very cool gift. But at first I thought someone got me like a wedding cake. Oh yeah. So that was me Vindle torta.
What was I going to say? Yeah, well, nappies. So we get to Newport. We do the gig in, what's it called? Cardiff.
Yeah. The Norwegian church.
We got a tremendously long applause. Left me, I was like, I think a lot of this applause is people feeling sorry for us because, like, we fell off stage twice. Lucas's trousers fell around his ankles. You know, it was a comedy of errors. It was a comedy. It was a comedy of errors. Then we got to the hotel room. I went downstairs to make a phone call to Lucy, and I come back upstairs. Lucas had been on the phone to Martina, and he's off the phone now. He's in his bloomers, and he goes. He looks at me and he goes, "The floor is dirty. Look at this." And he shows me the underside of his foot, and it's like black dirt because he'd been pacing about.
Yeah, it was horrible.
He went, "I'm gonna have to wash my feet before I go to bed."
Well, because we in Brighton, we were in a family room in the Travelodge, which was like luxury. It wasn't quite the same at the Ibis Budget Newport, but yeah, that was the main thing. I don't mind things being small and, you know, basic, but I think if it's not clean, because I'd just been like walking around the bedroom and I looked at my feet and they were like, black with muck. I had mucky trotters, year sevens.
It was there's a double bed with a bunk over the top. I went on the double bed. Lucas scampered up to the bunk immediately. I was like, "All right, you have the bloody bunkhead."
Yeah, but I kept scaring you in the night when I was going to the toilet, didn't I?
Oh, it was scary seeing these legs descend over the bunk.
Yeah. And Tom kept playing these tricks on me. He'd leave his shoes in different places on the floor. So as I was half asleep going to the toilet, I'd trip over them.
That's a funny prank.
It's funny, isn't it? Well, I tripped over them once, and then a couple of times later or the night after, I walked going, "Oh, he's tidied them up." But then they were just somewhere else further along my way. I was like, "Oh."
After, so Swansea got cancelled due to extremely low ticket sales. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why that happened, because we had quite a few in Swansea last time.
The tour was cut a bit short. So I went home after Bristol, where I was given an amazing, I think it's called a frame or a still from the cartoon movie of Prince Cinders. I think it was Catherine who gave it me, wasn't it?
I think it was Catherine, one of our patrons, yeah.
I think that's the case, which is that made my day. It's really great time in Bristol. And then I drove off the morning after Lucas treated me to a harvester. He was like, "Hey, where are you going? You need a nice meal, you." And then it took me ages to get home.
Did it?
Oh!
Yeah. Traffic?
Something like 5 hours. Couldn't bear it.
Oh.
I want to know though, did you move into the double bed after I left?
Yeah, of course I did. Who do you think I am? In a room with a double bed, I'd be going up into the little cabin bunk.
I don't know.
Yes, I moved into the double bed and I could stretch and I could roll about and I could shout at the top of my lungs.
You shouldn't have been doing that. You shouldn't have been doing that. What did you do in Newport for 2 days?
One day I went to the library and I looked for jobs, applied for jobs. And then another day I just went for a bit of a wander. Just watching a bit of telly as well. Just chilling out, trying to rest. But I'm not good at resting. It makes me feel
Did you go
guilty.
Did you go to the cinema or anything?
No, I was planning on, because I remember seeing a Cineworld in the city centre. So I was like, oh, I'll go there. And then after the library, I was like, oh, I'll go to the cinema now. But when I went there was a sign on the door saying, this cinema's closed. You're going to have to go to Nundy Fundy Shopping Park if you want to go to the cinema. I'm like, well, I'm not going to Nundy Pundy Shopping Park. That's miles away. So, but I do want to see something. So I might go here in the next couple of days. I've got a few days here before we do Nottingham together.
Oh yeah, Nottingham, everyone, come in Nottingham. We're doing Nottingham on Thursday.
Yeah, and that's the last show and the last time you get to see Pottervision for a good while. The last opportunity. So, travel to Nottingham. You get to see Sherwood Forest as well, if you want. We're at the old cold store.
I got the train up to Newcastle today. And on the train, there's a really loud family. All the kids are like screaming, and the mum's like screaming at them back to be quiet. And it's not working, is it? And it's getting to the point where I'm watching people just move carriages. It's a ram's carriage, but they're like, I can't be in this carriage anymore. And I'm listening to my headphones, and I've got them pumped loud.
Yeah.
And these kids, they're running up and down the carriage. And I'm like, I was trying to do a trick where I was like, okay, what if I just let all this just wash over me? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not get annoyed by it, but like, can you let this stuff just not bother you?
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard to. But I couldn't do it completely, but I will say that it wasn't bothering me as much. I was just like, oh my God, I wish this family would shut the fuck up. But the mum took these kids to the toilet, and then the kids come back on their own. Yeah. Without the mum. And this man who was sat across from the aisle to me.
Yeah.
The kids were standing there a moment waiting for their mum. He turned to them and went. He went, "You are going to return to your seats, and you're going to be quiet."
Yeah. Did they?
No, it was a stranger saying that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird. And they didn't take any notice of it?
No, of course not. But how often does, I don't know, an adult speak to someone's kids when there's no one else there?
I know, it's weird, isn't it? I think that would have freaked me out as a kid, the calmness of it. You're going to sit down and you're going to be quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I got him in this hotel now. It's a bit grubby.
Bit grubby. Are you, you've been doing some voiceover stuff, haven't you?
No.
Oh.
Well, I'm up here in Newcastle helping someone record for this thing. So, and then I've got my preview in Newcastle on Wednesday night. I'll be doing that. So I'm just staying up here rather than going back and forth. How long did it take to get here? It must have taken like 3.5 hours to get here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out.
I'm
trying to get out of the habit of going to two places in one night. The amount of times, when you start comedy, all the time I'd be like, I'd go to work and I'd be like, oh, I drove to Newcastle and back last night, and it was like a, 8 hours of driving, and people are like, what? Why? I had 5 minutes of stand up to do. People were like, you're mental.
You're mad. Yeah,
So
none of that now.
So I'm trying to get into the habit of like just staying over to preserve my, I don't know, well-being.
Yeah, you look after yourself, no one else will.
Oh, the House of Gaunt.
Yeah. You ready for a chapter rundown?
Yeah.
That's good. Chapter 10. The house... Sorry if you can hear seagulls. Let me shut this window before I do my rundown. The House of Gaunt. So Harry's still using his potions textbook, getting all the top grades in potions. Old Slughorn likes that. And now it's time for him to have his private 1-to-1 lessons with Dumbledore. And Dumbledore's, well, I'm not going to teach you, I'm going to show you. And he gets out his pensieve and he's like, oh yeah, this is what all the lazy teachers do, pull out a video. She's like, yeah, come and watch this. So he drags him into the pensieve and they're in a weird house. A guy called Bob Ogden's there to reprimand somebody for using magic in front of a muggle. And there's a dad, there's a brother and a sister, yeah? And the dad's racist. He don't like muggles. He don't like non-magic folk. He hates that his daughter is a squib. And, and they just, shout at each other a bit. But at the end, it turns out that was Voldemort's granddad. And the daughter was Voldemort's mum. And Voldemort's mum used a love potion on Voldemort's dad, who was a muggle. And then she got pregnant, and then she stopped using the love potions. Then the dad stopped loving her and left her. And that's the House of Gaunt, I think.
That's just speculation, though, isn't it? Because, Dumbledore ends this chapter by going, well, because she's a squib. And he's like, how do you suppose she could have made them fall in love with her? Love potion. That's right. No, it's not right. That's your theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what if...
It's funny potions, isn't it? Because, because non-magic people can make potions, can't they? According to Harry Potter world.
That's true. That's true. And how do you suppose she got it in his body? Oh, perhaps one day he was going past on a hot day and she offered him some water. Well, he calls that family tramps.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, Lucas, but people I call tramps, I don't drink things that they offer me.
Yes. Well, he's making a lot of suppositions, a lot of guesswork, and he don't really know, does he? But putting the cart before the horse, Harry's continuing to use the potions textbook. I feel like this Half-Blood Prince book, it's a book and it's got notes in it. To me, this feels like a storyline from one of the first 3 books. It doesn't feel like a book 6 storyline. Do you know what I mean? It feels like something a bit childish.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, just the plot of it being like, I found a textbook with some writing on it, and it's the Half-Blood Prince. Who's that?
No, I think maybe in a good way, because as we all know, I hate the Order of the Phoenix. So it's nice to have one that's like a nice little mystery again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who is the heir of Slytherin? Who is the Half-Blood Prince? Who is Hagrid? Do you know, back to one of these things? Yeah,
who is Hagrid? No, I agree. I like it. It just feels like it's from earlier in the series.
And what's so good is they start setting up about Voldemort. They're like, this is Voldemort's lineage. And you're like, he's the Half-Blood Prince, isn't he? Of course, he's the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, it's clever. Yeah, setting you down a path that might or might not be wrong. Yeah, very good. Now, Hermione's a bit pissed off with Harry using these extra notes. Do you think it's because he's cheating or because he's doing better than her in potions?
Both.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Well, that's
all
good.
Right.
Glad we agree on that. People didn't like it when I cheated a bit. People didn't like it when I cheated a bit in sixth form and stuff. I'd look at people's answers and they'd cover them and be like, what?
Yeah.
Just blowing out my candle make yours shine brighter, I'd say.
Like, yeah, it does. Yep. Yeah, so he goes to Dumbledore's office for these lessons, and he's like, well, it's not really a lesson, I'm going to show you a memory. And the memory starts off, it's Bob Ogden, and he's travelling.
Well, it's not really a lesson. Well, you said it was going to be a lesson, so why am I here alone? Well, I want to tell you some stories.
Yeah, okay. Is that right? Bob Ogden's memory. And, but it doesn't start in the house, it starts off a mile away. And they have to follow this bloke to this house. It's like, well, this is unnecessary. There's no need for this part of the memory. Well, we have to walk there. No, we don't. You need to be editing these memories. Don't be chucking them into the pensieve unedited. We don't want the director's cut. We want it primmed, pruned,
groomed.
Yeah. Do you know what I find funny as well? You know, it's like, oh, you're either born with parcel tongue or you're not. The ability. I think parcel tongue could be learnt, surely. Can't someone with parcel tongue teach it to someone else?
Well, Ron says it in the last books, doesn't he? Hey, I've slept next to Harry next enough. You pick up a few things. You know, when he gets back into the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
So he's learnt it.
See? Yeah. So I like, because it's supposed to be this great power that you're either like born with or it's hereditary. But surely someone could learn a few basic bits on Duolingo just to like get you through some snakes. Now, Morphin is accused of magic in front of the Muggles. And the dad is awful to these kids. He calls one of them a useless sack of muck. And I think he throws stuff at one point. I don't know if I'm remembering that. But he's unnecessarily aggressive. I was like, he should be calling social services on this bloke. He's horrible to his kiddies.
Mainly to one, though, doesn't it? Isn't he not? He's nicer to the boy.
Yeah, but even then, he's not delightful to him. Yeah, but the daughter is horrible to her. I think because she can't do magic, he feels like she's a disgrace to the family name. And then when he finds out that she's been eyeing up a Muggle, fancying him, he's like, horrible to her. And it's like, well, at this point, I think she should be removed from the family home. It's not safe for her there. Yeah, but you're right. I think it's a power thing sometimes, where not very nice dads are not nice to their wives or their daughters or their sons sometimes, just to exert power over them.
Yeah, not for my wife or daughter.
I don't know how helpful, because Dumbledore's like, this is going to be helpful for when you defeat Voldemort. Well, how helpful is this situation? Is this going to be helpful in any way to defeating the Dark Lord?
Yeah. Your grandfather didn't consider your mother a darling, Voldemort. You used to almost call me Dumbledore. Oh.
Oh. You do sound similar, you two, don't you? Oh, turns out me knowing his family secrets didn't help at all. Never mind. Turns out you wet the bed until you were 7, did you?
Nothing to be ashamed of that.
Invincible. No.
You're a bully, Harry Potter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, how helpful is this memory? I don't know. It's interesting. I'll give Dumbledore that. It's a bit of interest. It's about Voldemort and his family.
Family?
Very interesting. What have you got there? What's that? Is it a lampshade?
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah. And also, if these lessons are so important, because Dumbledore's like, these lessons are of the utmost importance. Well, why are they weekly then? Why is this 1 hour a week? This should be every day I should be training to fight the Dark Lord. Remember this all. See you next Friday.
See you next Tuesday. These Gaunts, they do immediately remind me of my family. So this Ogden goes round and he's like...
Yeah.
They go to him, don't knock on our door, we don't like visitors. It's my family.
Yeah.
Don't knock on our doors. And he's like, we don't like unexpected visitors. And he's like, I sent you a letter. We don't read letters. That's me. I don't open letters either. I don't like... Letters and emails, in my opinion, are like unexpected homework. Honestly, people send you like that. They send you that. Oh, read that, shall I? Oh, you want 20 minutes of my time?
Yeah. And you think, oh, I don't want to... And if I reply to this, I'm going to get another one back. I'm making more work for myself answering this.
I feel like replying to people saying, look, I'd love to reply to you, but do you know what? Guess who's been clogging up my inbox? Sports Direct, JD Sports, Donny, all these websites I accidentally didn't opt out of emails from. So now they email me every day, right? So all my emails are getting lost because I'm getting emails off whoever. Amazon, I buy something off Amazon, it emails me 6 times. You've made a purchase.
Your order has been confirmed, the payment's gone through, the order's been dispatched, the order has arrived, and we're still thinking about your order. Oh, that's lovely.
Did you like the order? Would you like to leave a review for your order? Leave me alone.
Oh, can't a man buy a fake dog poo in peace? Oh. Did you like fake dog poo? People who bought fake dog poo also bought fake capsic. Ooh. Don't want that. So yeah.
I like how is he called Tom Riddle?
The dad, Tom Riddle Senior.
I like how he refers to that. He goes, why don't you demolish that building? And he goes, oh, we own everything apart from that hovel. That belongs to an old tramp. How's he a tramp if he's got a house?
Yeah, what are you on about? Yeah, it's funny owning a bit. They don't do that anymore, do they? Where people like, well, I think they do, but back in the old days, people used to own a whole village, didn't they? Must be funny that to be owned by somebody. Oh, this house belongs to the king. I have to ask the king if I can redecorate. But his ring, Marvolo Gaunt's ring, ends up, it's in Dumbledore's office. And I believe that is one of the Horcruxes. Without giving too much away.
Don't be doing that and saying Horcrux at me, yeah? That's rude.
Yeah, I believe, because is it not Salazar Slytherin's ring? Descended. Yeah. Very interesting.
And also, wasn't this the same night you hurt your hand? That is a story for another day. Cliffhanger.
Oh, that's good. Look, I've got to get 6 weeks out of this tuition with you, so I'll tell you the story about my hand next week. No, I don't count as tuition. If you're just telling me about how you've hurt yourself. Oh. So, that's all I've got for this chapter. I don't know about you.
I had my car taken off me.
Excuse me?
Took my car for an MOT. For anyone who's not up to date, my sister sold me a dodgy car.
Yeah.
Took it, apparently, so, a bit fishy. 6 months after buying it, she tells me it needs an MOT. I'm like, oh, right, yeah, that's what you know. Here it all comes out. Big con.
Yeah.
Big con.
Yeah.
Takes to the garage, get an MOT.
Yeah.
Cleaning all your bottles of pop out of it. all your milkshake bottles.
Right, there's one milkshake bottle I left in there, I think. From McDonald's. Bottles of pop.
A bucket online. It says, when do you want to drop it off? 8:30 or 11:30? So I pick 11:30, so I can have a bit of a lighting. Drive over there, and literally, I used to think that Little Britain Computer Says No sketch was just that.
Yeah.
But people are like that.
Oh.
I thought, as it was happening to me, I was like,
yeah.
do you know what? That sketch is genius, because it's a comment on people forgetting about customer service, you know, and acting like a middleman between you and their computer. So I take in my keys, I'm like, I turn up at 11:20. I go, hello, I'm here to drop off my car for an MOT. And this woman goes, Reg. And I go, Tom. She goes, car reg. I go, oh. Let's give her the car.
Yeah.
Give her a car reg. And she goes,
yeah.
She's not booked in till 2:30. I go, well, I booked it in at 11:30, told me to drop it off at 11:20. And she goes, it's not booked in till 2:30. And I'm like, right, then why have you told me to do it? And I show her the email. Like, you know, there it is, look, 11:30. She's like, and then this guy comes out and he's like, oh yeah, sorry about that, blah 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 computer. And I'm like, alright, computer. And then
yeah.
Then we get hours later, they give me a call. They always do this 10 minutes before closing. They go, your car failed MOT. And I'm like, nice one, sister. Your car failed MOT. And then they've just kept it, so it's theirs now.
Oh, car failed MOT, our car now. Goodbye. Yeah, bloody hell. Well, I never believe it when people go, oh, something wrong with the system. Oh, it was computer. It's like, nah. Computer only does what you tell it to do. Unless you've got AI booking system that's been taken over by crazy robots. But yeah, it's like, there's no way that you would have booked it for 11:30 and the computer has changed it to 2:30. They've done that by mistake. And then when you've turned up on time, they've got, computer did that. Naughty computer.
Naughty. Well, don't hit it. You think he's going to learn from being smacked like that?
You wait till you get home, computer. Oh, I don't like that this computer's being abused. Horrible.
Naughty computer. Naughty.
No power for you this afternoon. Oh. Sorry, if I knew this was going to happen, I wouldn't have complained. Ah, he deserves it. It deserves it.
Right. How many snakes nailed to front door out of 5 are you giving this chapter?
It was alright, wasn't it? Bit of a story, a nice little tale for us to get our teeth sunken into. Middle for diddle, I'm going to give it 3 snakes nailed to the door out of 5.
Right. For me, I thought, you know what? This is exciting. A journey into another realm. He's plunging his face into the pensive with Dumbledore. He's bobbing for memories, yeah? They've gone not only into the olden days, but the real olden days where people are going past on horseback. How old is this? We're seeing a glimpse into a really inbred family, it seems. The Gaunts, you know, where the seed of evil began. And this relationship, we're seeing the beginnings of Voldemort. Really fascinating stuff for me. I'm going to have to give it 5 snakes nailed to the door out of 5.
Fantastic!
Are you ready for quiz?
Yeah.
Did you ever know that you're my quiz? You are the quiz beneath my wings. Right. Question 1. What essay was Ron trying to copy?
What essay was Ron trying to copy? I believe it was to do with... I don't know. Some spells.
False. It was Principles of Materialization of Hermione. Question 2. What town did the pensive lead them to?
Little Hangleton.
Correct. Question 3. What was nailed to the front door of the Gaunts?
Great bloody snake.
And what does that mean as well? This is what I think of our front door.
So that's your family's crest. Why are you nailing it to the door? Dirty.
Oh, so that's going to rot and fall off. Like, question 5, finally. What did Daddy Gaunt look like?
A tramp.
Well, I should give you that, but what I'd written was a powerful, aged monkey.
Oh, a powerful, aged monkey. I stand corrected.
Unfortunately, you have lost the quiz. I can't think of a single song. Quiz-de-loo, 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 la-la, quiz-de-loo, quiz-de-loo. We're gonna score more points than you. Pottervision.
Pottervision. And now it's time for the nation's second favourite segment. It's Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo. We're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we allude to Hedwig's Droppings. What's in a beat this week? Well, in a beat this week are some new baby patrons. And the first one is a new baby Hermione, who I believe came to see us in Cardiff. It's Sam Passmore.
Sam Passmore. Just write that name down. Sam, is that the radio person?
The radio person? I don't know.
I believe so. Listeners, sometimes they go on this random word generator website to spark creativity. Like a word, I'll just jump off from there. Sometimes it goes all over the places. I just clicked it then, it gave me abuse. I'm not saying that. I'm starting one on abuse. I'm not telling a story about Halford's MOT's computer.
No.
You, Sam Passmore, you are a little baby playing in the back garden of the family home. La 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 la. You're playing in the soil. Lovely. Hands through the soil. You go and turn on a hose, and you're making the soil all wet and muddy. La 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 la, slapping it about. All of a sudden, your slapping has awoken something. A head emerges out of the soil. It is the king of the worms.
Hello! It's the king of the worms.
Hello,
What are you doing making my home all wet?
Oh, I'm so sorry, king of the worms. Does this upset you? You say, Sam.
Yes. I've got a soggy living room, and a soggy lounge, and a soggy bathroom.
Sam, you place your hand on the back of the neck of the king of the worms, just to, as a friendly gesture, holding him, giving him your heat. and you say to him, how long have you been King of the Worms?
Oh, would you mind holding me? I think you believe that's my head, but that's my other end.
Well, why are you talking out this fucking end then?
Very talented, aren't I?
You're trying to get King of the Worms, you're trying to get me to touch your bottom end, and I think that's sick. Sam, in a moment of pure fury, you grab the King of the Worms out of the soil.
Oh.
He is thick. You say, Dad, get out here now. Your dad comes running out with a shovel and he goes, oh my God, what is that? The king is rolling round on the grass. His crown has fallen off.
Whoa!
Your dad splats him in the face and body with his shovel. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh! Oh, that was my head this time. Oh! Oh!
Your dad scoops him up and throws him onto a bonfire. Sam Passmore, welcome.
Welcome, Sam.
Do you know what my words were generated for that one?
Worm?
Soil.
Soil. Oh, there we go. Soil. Hey, we've got another new baby. It's a baby Ron, and it's Meg.
Meg. Let's write that down. Meg. Meg. You are at the biannual horseshoe throwing competition at the Appleberry Farm where you live. At the horseshoe competition, the top prize is a date with the farmer's baby boy. Everyone entering is also a baby.
Yeah, good.
It is your turn to throw the horseshoes, right? Everyone is watching. Look, there goes Meg. Everyone's talking about you. The pressure is getting to you. Sweat is beading down your face. You're like, oh my God, this is. I don't even want a date with this baby. I'm a baby myself. Sweat is running down your head and it's pooling in your hand. They're like, Meg, throw now or throw never. You throw at such a I don't know, strength. The horseshoe flies out your hand and hits the dung shoveler in the stomach.
Oh! Well, who's gone and done that to my head? That really hurt.
You run over, Meg. I'm sorry, dung shoveler. What country are you from?
Well, I'm from County Cork in Ireland. I can't believe you've just gone and hit me on the head with a horseshoe there. I was trying to shovel dung, as that's my job.
What? There are no animals on this farm. Where does that dung come from, you ask, Meg?
Well, there aren't any animals, but if you look around you, you see a lot of contestants.
This is baby dung?
Yes, this is baby dung, and I'm the baby dung shoveler.
Where are you shoveling it exactly?
That's for me to know and for you not to know. That's a secret that only I keep to myself.
This sounds suspicious. Meg, you run back to the competition. There is a dung shoveler from Cork, you say to everyone. Forget the competition, and he's got all of our dung. Everyone is furious. They all pick up a horseshoe and they start throwing them at the dung shoveler. Yeah! Yeah!
Oh!
Yeah!
Oh!
Yeah!
What did you... Ah! What?
Yeah.
Why would you? Oh!
Yeah!
Hey, what, would you not? Oh!
Is it hurting at all? Are you close to death?
Yes, I feel like I am close to death. I can see the light shining at the end of the tunnel for me.
Well, we're going to do this just to finish you off. All the babies run in, lift the dung shovel off the ground and throw him onto a bonfire.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Oh, I'm warm, getting warmer. Oh, I'm dead.
Welcome
Meg. Hey, we've got a baby Draco now, and welcome baby Draco, who recently celebrated his 30th birthday. We sent you a little video. Nathan Knowles.
Nathan Knowles. Nathan Knowles. You are one of the most advanced babies that has ever lived, right? So much so, they have speeded up your education and they've moved you forward quite a few years. You are now in high school. You're a baby. You're a freshman baby in high school. Oh. Everyone's like, right, still, I think this is a bit inappropriate that we've put a baby. We're all like 13 and now there's a baby here with us. But after a few weeks, Nathan, people have started to taken to you. You've got a nice Letterman jacket, like a baseball jacket with a nice initial on the back. You're carrying your books round, you know. A few days into, a few months into high school, there's been disappearances from kids. People are coming in weak, people are coming in completely drained. About 100 kids have died.
Yeah.
Right? There is rumour that there is a Dracula vampire at the school. And you're like, right, as if I need this. I'm a little baby. Yeah? But you think, do you know what? I'm not afraid of vampires. So you get some garlic and you put it in your milk. Shake it up. Sucking on that. Keep vampire away. Yeah? Your friends are like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, Nathan? You're like, have a bit of this milk. They're like, that's disgusting. I'm going to be sick. At an after-school study club one evening, right, it is dark. You are all left. You are leading a study club, Nathan. And you're like, right, guys, we've got midterm essays coming up. We need to get this started and finished for our SAT, GCSEs. Right? We need to get all this done. The wind is blowing. Lightning is shaking.
Okay.
The light. Okay. The light.
Okay.
The light of the classroom goes out. Nathan, your classmates are terrified. What are we gonna do? You think, I'm gonna go investigate. You crawl through the school. Not much has happened so far, apart from babies at school.
Yeah.
And let's cut to the chase. You stumble upon the vampire's lair.
Ho, 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 ho. Welcome to my vampire's lair.
Do you know how hard you're making this first year of school for me?
Hard. You do not know the meaning of the word hard. I need to drink blood to survive. I need to hunt. I need to capture students to keep my body from turning into dust. That is bloody difficult.
I'm gonna say I can't really forgive the murder of over 100 students. Yeah? Do you get me? You gonna apologise?
I am not going to apologise. I do not need your forgiveness. I only need your blood.
Okay. Would you like some blood? Can I give you some willingly?
Yes, that would make it a lot easier for me.
Nathan, you make an incision on your hand, on your arm, blood starts soaring out. The vampire opens up his gob. It squirts all into his mouth. But remember, he's glugging it. You getting full?
Yes, this is very satisfying meal.
But remember what you've been drinking. I don't know if you know this, vampire. You can tell from the taste, but I've been drinking a lot of garlic milk. That should be poison for you.
Oh, that is like a stake to my heart.
He dies. Yeah. All the lights come back on, but his body has disappeared. You know, because vampires die that way. Everyone runs in. They see the layer. They think you're the vampire, Nathan, and they say, "No, you can't be at this school anymore." And they return you to nursery. Welcome.
Welcome. And enjoy a very boring 15 years of education, where you already know everything. Alright, do you want to do one more?
No.
No?
It'll be a
Alright, that's the
rollover.
end. It's a rollover to next week. And that was Hedwig's Droppings. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Guys, we've got one last date of the tour. It's Nottingham. It's on the 25th of July. Come to that. Last chance to see us for a while. My wife's having a baby and I'm not gallivanting around the UK while I've got a newborn in Germany. So, yes, come and see us in Nottingham. And, yeah, we'll have a great time. Otherwise, you can join us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Pottervision. You get all the latest updates, bonus podcast episodes, access to merch, the bloody lots. And, yeah, if anyone's reading this, we're also doing a flash sale on merch. The prices are on our Instagram, but we're selling key rings for £4. We're selling 3 stickers for £2. We're selling posters for £4. And tote bags, Hello Father tote bags, for £12, or you can get the lot for £16, and that is until the 24th of July. So you've got a couple of days. You basically tell us what you want on PayPal, pottervisioncomedy@gmail.com, with your name and address, and we send it off. It's as simple as that. We'll send you stuff in the post. But yeah, and if any of that didn't make sense, just send me a message on Instagram, Pottervision, and we'll explain it to you in more detail. Next time, we are on episode 146, chapter 11 of book number 6, Hermione's Helping Hand. You have been a premier in dossing Tom Lawrenson.
And you've been poor, sweet little Lucas Kirkby.
Goodbye.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.